some derogatory comments about them because she didn't understand them because she'd never seen them before.
Were they funny?
Not really. There's
trying to be funny?
The ceremony is called there's a ceremony called the cord and the veil where they wrap us in a veil
I remember that.
and put a cord over us, and the cord is supposed to be in the symbol of infinity to show how our love will last forever and we'll always be clothed in our love is what the whole thing means. Mm-hmm. And my aunt screamed out during the ceremony, screaming in a church, "Don't these people know that the veil goes on the girl, not the guy?" It's like, what stupid ass.
Funny, but not intentionally funny.
And you heard this? You heard it? Actually?
Yes.
You heard it from up in the
It's
aisle.
on my wedding video. It's on the video.
See, that's funny.
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious.
Can I get a drop of that? Play on the show?
You know what? I probably can get you one.
Do you honestly know that Eric Ryan wants that more than anything in the world?
Yeah, I actually do have it. You actually could hear it on the video, and you actually could get it. I'm actually suing my videographer for $400,000.
Oh, by the way,
You brought it back.
I got that lawsuit that you're
Professional.
You're
Pro.
suing me for not showing up to the church that day because I had to work.
You didn't expect friends to show up at the church, did you?
No, I wouldn't want to go to the church.
Why did I have to go to the church?
I didn't go to the church.
I felt bad. I would have gone if I didn't have to work. I felt very bad about it.
Yeah, I felt bad about no one going to the church for Keith's wedding. Oh, wait, that's right. He forgot to invite me. And he didn't do it in a church.
It wasn't in a church.
I wouldn't know. It wasn't there.
Who is the friends
I
that
invited
were...
Oh, wait, that's
my
right. Fred didn't invite me to his wedding either.
I didn't, true.
I
didn't want to go. I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah, no, I hate weddings.
Who was on the bottom of your friends list? Like, who were like the last 5 people who were going to get like not go?
Oh, good.
Who I know I was on there.
What do you mean,
Definitely.
that we're not going to go?
Well, who were the people teetering on whether or not we
This
were
is a
gonna go?
sensitive topic because there are some people that listen to this show.
I would love to hear
that
it.
were not actually invited. That to date, like, still harbor a little bit of resentment towards me.
Well, you have to pick and choose. You have to.
I understand
of
something.
course.
It cost me an ungodly amount of money for every.
Let me
meal
ask you
that
something. Was I debatable?
No, you weren't debatable.
Was Brian debatable?
You weren't debatable. You were out, but I felt bad.
I was debatable.
No,
I know.
Joy
I was,
invited you.
I was surprised by the wedding invitation. I had to.
Me and my girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think. I was. I knew. Well, I knew that you had like a small plan, and I was considering.
Yeah, you know what?
If it's.
Well,
gonna
I mean, I
happen,
guess
won't.
it's really nice to know that the people that actually mean something to me had no idea that they did.
Do you remember
Screw
me
you guys.
I was
calling
happy about it, and I went.
By the way, we're going over because there's only 5 minutes left of the show, and I want to keep talking.
Do you remember me calling you, telling you that you don't have to invite me because your best man called me and was talking about it, and he's like, he doesn't really want to have a lot of people there. So I told him it's fine if you don't invite any of us, and then so I called you.
Why would my best man be inviting you to my wedding? I don't understand.
No. He was talking about how you didn't really necessarily want to invite that many people because of the cost and everything. So I called you and said, look, you don't have to invite. And your response to me was, dude, you're getting an invitation and you're coming to my wedding. And
Yeah,
so
but
that was
it's
it.
ridiculous to think that you wouldn't be coming to my wedding. That's totally ridiculous.
I was trying to help you out there.
Me and my girlfriend at the time were on the cusp.
Plus Friday the 13th.
No, you definitely weren't.
Really?
Definitely weren't.
Friday the 13th
No.
was on AMC that night, and I didn't really necessarily want to go.
So please tell me who was there that was almost not invited.
There's a certain bartender at a bar on Staten Island. I don't understand what you guys are giggling and doing.
Okay, I have to point this out because I just can't stop laughing at it. Someone has entered our chat room by the name of the Uber, and
my God,
he turned on his camera, and it's Osama bin Laden. He's actually a fan of our show. I had no idea.
Osama, call in.
That's very uncomfortable. 877-744-6405.
He came on to tell me I was right about the flower thing.
It's true. It's true.
So who was on the cusp? Tell me. You got to tell me, dude. I know it's uncomfortable.
I've got to be honest. There was a certain bartender at a bar on Staten Island who's a nice girl, but like not someone that I would consider a really good friend of mine.
How about
but
a girl?
my wife likes her, so she invited her to the wedding.
How about a girl with the initials AD?
No, she was not on the cusp. Because while I don't speak to AD anymore now, she was a good friend of mine.
Can
at
I
that
say
point in
something
time.
bad?
How about JM?
What about her guest?
How about JM?
Her guest wasn't invited. Her guest was a cusp.
Was a cusp, but she then
who
allowed him.
did not make it onto the list, and then he became her date. For Monty, thanks for calling me.
You were just trying to avoid pain.
What about? Oh, there was a couple of people there.
I'm
How
trying to
about,
think.
well, Debo was in your band.
Can
Jay
we
Carter,
delve
you've been
in?
friends
No,
with forever.
I'm not going to put you
Yeah,
on the
well,
spot.
just stop throwing people's
Oh,
last
sorry.
names out
Jay,
there.
you've been friends with forever. Debo.
By the way, he text messaged me at 1 o'clock in the morning last night to ask me if we were having practice for our band that's been broken up for 5 years.
JC?
Yes. Yeah, at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I don't remember seeing him. Oh, he was there.
I'm on. I have text messages.
He's doing junking?
I'm on call for work, so my text messaging has noise. So at 1:30 in the morning or 1:20 in the morning, my thing screams out that I get a text message, and it's him asking me if we're having practice. Like, oh, thanks.
To clarify, for the band that you haven't been in, or
that's what I just said. That hasn't been together for 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I don't think there were many customers. To be quite honest, there's a lot of people I feel like I should have invited.
How
that
about
I
Vito?
Didn't. No, of course not. Vito
was bummed he wasn't your best man.
Vito
Right?
at a wedding party?
Yeah, Vito
Was bummed he wasn't your best man.
Vito. This is something you should have brought up last week with him here. Vito was
It's much more comfortable.
was in consideration to be my best man.
For considering the wedding who you were marrying, I think it was a no-brainer who was your best man.
No, it has nothing to do with who I was marrying. My best man is my man who's my man my entire life, and my buddy Joe, who was my best man. I've been fantastic friends with this kid since I'm 13 years
Plus
old.
the fact that he
Was James in consideration too?
James was in my bridal party too. No, I don't think. No, he wasn't a best man consideration.
Mm-hmm.
No, I did get most people.
Was
who were,
JM in consideration?
Yeah, obviously.
For best man? Or for what? Wedding
best
party?
man.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
no,
best man.
yeah. There were tons of people that were at my wedding that were all in consideration for being in the bridal party, being best men or whatever. Like our old radio host, our old partner Runner was so bummed that I didn't ask him to be part of the bridal party.
Oh, he was invited though. Was he there?
Yeah, of course.
Who do you think made the? Well, okay.
Who do I think made what?
I want to know who didn't make the list, but then you're going to rehash.
Wait a second. You do a show with me, Fred, and Brian every week. Why weren't we in your bridal party?
Because we were married 4 years ago, 2 years before the show started, and 3 years before Fred or Brian
I
were
told
on
you
it.
he was going to have excuses.
Yep, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
I don't think I talked to you a lot around the time of your wedding.
We were doing a show together, weren't we?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh,
Definitely,
okay,
I
good.
was hardly in contact with you at that time.
I remember the only time I was in contact. I remember I was only in contact with you on occasion.
We went to a show like 2 weeks before, and I figured I gotta invite him.
I knew it. That's what I
To
knew.
the Bright Eye show. No,
True. That's right.
yeah, I've always enjoyed your company. I think you're a fine gentleman. I want you to be a part of my life.
Thanks, buddy.
Come to my wedding when I get married again.
Oh boy.
What?
Would you ever get married?
was
Say
there.
if you got divorced, would you ever get married again? Would you do the whole thing over again or no?
absolutely
Me
not.
neither. I was thinking about that the other day. I would not do it
That's
over
good.
again.
3 months into a wedding to think about your
Four.
divorce.
It's been 4.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
But would you ever get married again if you got divorced, Keith?
Now, who's going to marry me?
That's right, right?
But that's how will you
No,
get married?
I couldn't get up the emotional thing again. I'll never have a girlfriend again at that point. It's over.
Yeah,
I'm just going to hang out outside the hotel and try to get Jeter's leftovers.
See, it's messed up because what I was going to say is you can't get married. Well, you actually can't get married in prison because the only way that I'm going to be divorced is if it's a murder. That's the only way that's going to end.
You'd be incarcerated.
I saw that movie, Let's Go to Prison.
Oh my God, George Bush is in the chat room now.
The same
too?
guy. Apparently, Osama bin Laden is George Bush.
But I'll tell you who's
So
bummed
maybe
out.
that guy Bill Maher should have listened to that guy. Maybe.
I'll tell you, my bandmates or my ex-bandmates who were really, really mad that I didn't invite them to the wedding.
Well-
Like Monty and Debo and Money all bummed at me that I didn't invite them to the wedding. And I couldn't even invite my second cousins to the wedding.
You know, can I just say, you know who was bummed? People who haven't planned a wedding and don't know what's entailed with it.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievably stressful, annoying, insane thing. Get over it.
I'm bummed about the fact that I try to avoid the whole thing. I didn't want anybody. I wanted to go with my immediate family to the
I would
city
have preferred
hall.
my immediate family wasn't even there.
I wanted to go to the city hall with them and come home. And then my father-in-law wanted to have a little dinner for us, and then slowly all of a sudden people start pouring in, and it turned into now I'm not inviting my friends, but we're having a big party. And now people that I don't barely even know are here, but
It's one of the big three, bro. You got to deal with it.
he paid for it, so
Oh yeah.
what am I going to say? I could have invited anyone. I called you the night before to invite you. I still can't believe that.
Yeah, I believe it. Believe it every day of my effing life.
Yeah.
I know the show should be over right now, but since we're going a little long, I just want to throw out the last few stories I want to talk about. If that's okay with you guys, right?
I think we go with it.
The Bank of America building.
Can I ask one more thing?
Jesus.
Keith, you didn't have any friends there, just family?
Well, I had
No, he had tons of friends.
Why weren't you there,
these were
dog?
the friends.
He said
These-
tons of friends, but not tons of fun.
My-
Tons of fun can't come.
My brother-in-law,
That's
or
you. That's your new name.
my just about brother-in-law,